Hello students, today we are starting a new poem from your syllabus book Hornbill, and this is a poem composed by Marcus Nutton, and the poem is Childhood. So first we will know what the poem is about. In this poem, the poet Marcus Nutton wonders when and where he lost his childhood. In this quest to find the moment he grew up, Marcus highlights the innocence and faith he lost even as he gained rational individuality. Adolescence is usually a confusing time for a child who is unable to immediately come to terms with the physical, hormonal, and psychological changes in his or her personality. He no longer feels like a child, but still he is not away from that feeling. But he is not quite ready to call himself an adult either. He believes that he had lost the innocence and purity of his child to some unknown and unforgettable place. Through his poem, Childhood, the readers are confronted with a question as to when and where have we lost our childhood. The answer leads to self-discovery. The poet feels disappointed because he thinks being a child was better than being an adult. A child's life is peaceful and really sweet, while an adult character is very complicated. In this poem, you will find refrain. So, the first line identifies the central theme of the poem, that it is an attempt to identify when exactly the poet lost his childhood. You will find this line again and again. The second line begins with a question word but ends with an exclamation. Hence, it is no more a mere question. Rhetorical in nature, this line brings out the poet's sense of realization. Refrain is the repetition of the line at a regular interval throughout the poem. It often carries the central idea of the theme. So, this is the refrain. When did my childhood go? You will find this line in all the stanzas of the poem. This is a refrain. When did my childhood go? Was it the day I ceased to be 11? Was it the time I realized that hell and heaven could not be found on this in geography and therefore could not be? Was that the day? Now he is curious about the loss of his childhood. He tries to find out the answer of his own question. He feels that it was perhaps the day when he discovered that the theory of hell and heaven is merely a theory. In geography, we find no such type of existence. Education has made the poet add the word to look the word at the different point of view. He had started he has started applying his reason and logic, and you will find this in the second word. In the second stanza, you will find, when did my childhood go? Now you see it again as a reference. Was it the time I realized that adults were not all they seemed to be? That they talked of love and preached of love, and but did not act so lovingly? Was that the day? Now he is talking about that adults are not true to their words. They practice differently and preached differently. They taught others to express love, but they are not behaving lovingly. Now he had lost his trust and faith in his adults. He realized that the loss of faith and trust might have been the major steps towards losing his childhood. Now, again, you can see the repetition of the refrain. When did my childhood go? Was it when I found my mind was really mine to use whichever way I choose, producing thoughts that were not those of other people but my own and my alone? Was that the day? Now you can see. He realized that his mind was unique, could form its own opinion, and could take its own decisions. He gained a sense of individuality, which sets him free from the prejudiced opinions of others around him. His own experiences shaped his thoughts now, and you realize that this might have been the time he lost his childhood innocence completely. Last stanza. Again with this refrain we are starting. Where did my childhood go? It went to some unforgotten place that's hidden in an infant's face. That's all I knew. Now, the final stanza, the poet changes his question. From wondering at what point in time he had lost his childhood, the poet now wonders where it went. In the last three lines, we can have an interpretation in two ways. The poet claims that his childhood is nothing more than a long lost memory. He recalls his infancy and believes that his true childhood resides there in that infant's face, and that innocence cannot resurface in his lifetime. The that the poet believes that his childhood has become nothing more than a memory for him. So we can see that what how much and to what extent he is feeling sorrowful about the loss of his childhood. Thank you.